You can find him in the desert, you can find him by the sea. He'll climb a rocky mountain, he will nap under a tree. If you come along with Pops, it's about discovery. So let's hit the trail to see what we will see.
Hey grandchildren, it's Pops, and today the trail brings us to Fort Clinch at the northern tip of Florida, right on the ocean. And why was this fort so important? Because it protected the inlet to the harbor during the Civil War almost 200 years ago. Okay, see those cannons over my shoulder? We're gonna go up and take a look. Let's go. So here's the entrance to the fort. This is where the Confederate soldiers would walk across when they first occupied the fort and during the Civil War, but then they gave it up, and the soldiers from the north came in and they took over, and we're walking on the same bricks that they put down almost 200 years ago today. All right, let's take a look. There's a cannon and a flag, and that building behind was storage. But here's the fun part. The cannons that protected the entrance to the harbor. We're gonna go up and see those. Here we go. Civil War, and behind me is a cannon they used to protect the harbor so the ships wouldn't come in. Wow, I do not want to be on that ship. And here's what they were protecting. This big inlet in from the ocean. And this is where they kept the gunpowder for the cannons. Okay, we're gonna go inside the barracks at Fort Clinch. This is where the officers and soldiers used to sleep, right here on these bunk beds. Boy, they didn't have a very thick mattress. I'm not sure how comfortable that is. But this is where they stayed, and they had a place to eat, and they had their own fireplace. That's pretty cool. Oh, and here's some photos on the wall that look very familiar. The top one, of course, is our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. And this is their desk where they wrote letters home. And this is the comfy chair they sat in. Oh my gosh. And this is where they would make meals and eat. They fed 130 soldiers 3 times a day, and they made all the food in one of these amazing brick kitchens. There's some old pots and pans here, and here was an oven. Very cool. And they had a fireplace, of course. Well, hey grandchildren, I hope you enjoyed our tour of the Civil War fort. We learned a lot about how the soldiers almost 200 years ago used to live in the barracks and how they ate. And we learned a lot about those big cannons that they used to protect the harbor from enemy ships. We'll see you next time on Pops on the Trail.
It's